I'm gonna say something disrespectful, but I need everybody to breathe before they start typing. Most modern rap crews are not real rap groups. They're group chats with cover art, and I already know what's coming. What about Pro Era? What about YBN? What about Opium? What about Griselda? What about Beast Coast? Cool, I hear you. They exist. Congratulations. That is not the argument. The argument is not whether a group of rappers can stand beside each other in a video. Anybody can do that. The argument is whether they actually changed the temperature of hip-hop. That's different. So before we keep going, let's define the word. When I say rap group, I'm not talking about a label roster. I'm not talking about affiliates. I'm not talking about artists who share a photographer. I'm not talking about 5 people wearing the same black hoodie and calling it a movement. That is not a movement. That is wardrobe coordination. A real rap group builds a world. A real rap group has characters. A real rap group has a logo that matters. A real rap group has slang. A real rap group has fashion. A real rap group has chemistry. A real rap group has mythology. A real rap group makes fans feel like they joined something bigger than music. That is the definition. Not, we all know each other. Not, we all came up together. Not, we all repost each other. A world. That's the bar. And the problem is, most modern crews are nowhere near that bar. They have vibes. They have aesthetics. They have fan edits. They have mysterious captions. They have rollout energy. But a world? Relax. That's a different conversation. Wu-Tang built a world. You say Wu-Tang, people see the logo. They hear the kung fu samples. They think of Staten Island. They think of mythology. They think of solo albums that still felt connected to the mothership. Wu-Tang wasn't just a group. Wu-Tang was architecture. And that's the part people miss. Architecture lasts. Vibes expire. Dipset built a world too. And yes, before somebody tries to be smart, Dipset is not running hip-hop right now. Obviously. Thank you, detective. That's not the point. The point is, say Dipset today, and people still see Harlem. Pink, bandanas, leather jackets, mixtapes, flagrant confidence, Cam, Jewels, Jim, Freaky. That whole era had a color palette. That whole era had body language. That whole era had an attitude. That is impact. Not just streams, not just monthly listeners. Impact. G-Unit is basically defunct too. Again, thank you to the comment section historians. We know. But G-Unit still means something. G-Unit had the mixtape game in a chokehold. They had the tank tops, the Reebok sneakers, the bulletproof energy, the video game, the clothes, the DVD era, the whole early 2000s street rap machine. You didn't just listen to G-Unit. For a minute, G-Unit felt like the default setting of rap. That is what I mean by power. Not just being active, power. Odd Future did it for a different generation. Odd Future wasn't street rap mythology. It was internet rebellion, skateboards, chaos, weird kids, comedy, fashion, videos, Tyler, Earl, Frank. The whole thing felt like a creative cult that didn't need permission from the industry. They didn't wait for the machine. They became the machine. That is a movement. ASAP Mob did it too. Fashion rap, Harlem cool, designer streetwear, Tumblr energy, visual language. Rocky didn't feel like one artist randomly popping off. He felt like the face of a world. That matters. Because a real group does not just introduce artists. A real group introduces a universe. And this is where modern crews start getting shaky. Because a lot of them have a main character and then a bunch of people standing near the main character. That's not a group. That's a supporting cast. And I know that sounds rude, but am I lying? With a real group, even the weaker members matter. Even the background members become part of the mythology. Even the ad-libs become culture. Even the logo can live on a hoodie 20 years later. Even the slang survives the era. That is the test. So when someone says rap groups are still alive, sure, technically. And Blockbuster still has one store somewhere. What are we talking about? Being alive is not the same as being powerful. Being active is not the same as being important. Having fans is not the same as having mythology. Having members is not the same as having impact. That's the distinction. And yes, a lot of the groups I'm naming are not active anymore. G-Unit is not moving like G-Unit. Dipset had their era. Odd Future is gone. ASAP Mob does not move like a mob anymore. Brockhampton already came and went. But that actually proves my point. The real test of a rap group is not whether they are active right now. The real test is whether people still remember the world they built after they are gone. That is legacy. A lot of modern crews are active right now, but they don't feel immortal. They feel current. They feel algorithmic. They feel temporary. They feel like if the main artist stopped dropping tomorrow, nobody would care about the rest of the group by next summer. Again, harsh. But where is the lie? Hip-hop used to have groups that made people pick a side. Wu-Tang made you pick a chamber. Dipset made you pick a flag. G-Unit made you feel like you were part of a takeover. Odd Future made weird kids feel like they had a headquarters. ASAP Mob made fashion kids and rap kids speak the same language. That is not just music. That is identity. Most modern crews do not give you identity. They give you content. They give you drops. They give you snippets. They give you aesthetics. They give you a caption with no punctuation and a bat emoji. Cool, but is that a world? Or is that just a mood board? That's the question. A movement changes behavior. A movement changes language. A movement changes fashion. A movement changes what other artists copy. A movement changes what labels start chasing. By that standard, a lot of modern crews are not movements. They are moments. And moments fade. Worlds last. So no, rap groups are not technically dead. You can name groups, you can name collectives, you can name crews. But the rap group as a cultural superpower, that feels dead, or at least missing. Maybe labels don't want to develop 5 personalities anymore. Maybe the algorithm rewards solo stars more than chemistry. Maybe everybody wants to be the main character now. Maybe nobody wants to be the third verse. But whatever the reason is, hip-hop lost something. A great rap group gave fans a world to enter, a team to argue about, a logo to wear, a movement to claim, a reason to say, I'm with them. So here's the real question. When was the last time a rap group actually felt dangerous? Not violent, not criminal. I mean dangerous to the culture. Dangerous like they were about to change how people dressed, change how people talked, change what kids thought was cool, change what labels started chasing. That kind of dangerous. Until a new crew does that again, I don't want to hear that rap groups are alive and well. Alive? Sure. Powerful? That's the debate. Modern rap crews are not dead, but most of them are not worlds. They are moments, and moments fade. Worlds last. Who was the last rap group that actually felt like a movement? Not a label, not a playlist, not a fan base. A real movement. Drop the name, and please, be honest.